Hey folks, welcome back to another video. So today is kind of a premiere. I show you something I kind of never did before inside of Bitwig Studio. And the reason for this was that a lot of people complained about the piano roll in Bitwig Studio. So I thought about it and tried to come up with some solutions, some workarounds, and I think I found something, okay? So here is Bitwig Studio in its purest form, pretty empty, nothing in there, just two instrument tracks. So what you usually do is you create a note clip here and you go into it and then you paint some notes, right? But not today. Today we are gonna use this controller script here I just made. And like I said, that's just the beginning. It's just an experiment. Let me know what you think, if it's actually helpful or if you like it. So here we can choose a scale, and I want to use here Aeolian, which is minor, and of course I want to choose D sharp, right? Then we have some other options here, but I kind of chose the right initial values, I think. And all we have to do now is hit generate an arranger. And we get here a note sequence. Sounds like this. So it's a melody in the scale of D sharp minor, right? So we have here all kinds of options. We can change this outcome here. We can also regenerate, right? Multiple different random melodies. So we can say rest probability here. This means how many rests or empty notes we want to have inside of the sequence. So at the moment it's 0%, so it's full of notes. 100% is no note at all. And then middle ground here is some empty spaces in between. Then we have here repetition. This is some kind of feedback value. This means you can see here the notes are all over the place. It's kind of random, but feedback or repetition gives you some small little repetitions inside of the melody. Then we have note length variation. At the moment you can see if this is at 0%, we have only 16 notes. And if you push this up here, we get some longer notes in between. So 16 notes here, quarter notes, 8 notes, and so on. So this is also, sounds kind of nice. Then we have octave start. This just defines where you start here on the piano roll. So this is one octave higher. Right, or maybe lower. I have this here on 3 by default. Then we have repeating notes, or allow repeating notes. If you have this on yes, then sometimes you have, here, repeating notes. And if you don't want to have this, you choose no. And then my script basically takes the second note and puts it maybe an octave higher, octave lower, or maybe a fifth higher, or a fourth higher or lower. So it tries to find a different place to give you a better outcome instead of having here 2 repeating notes. But maybe sometimes you like to have repeating notes, so you can choose. Then we have here, of course, the probability for each note inside of the scale. So you can say here, or by default, you can see the tonic is 30%, right? The second note or the third note, the median here, is 10%. Then we have here the subdominant is, of course, higher, 20%, and also the fifth, the dominant, is 20%, and then the submedian, and the leading note here is each 5%. So you can choose if you want to have more of these notes inside of your sequence or less. And then you can make the melody darker or brighter in terms of outcome. Right, you can go here with the 0% for 4th and 5th. And it's much darker because the dominant is missing. Or let's bring this back here to 20%. Then we have here something like repaint or generate in launcher, generate in arranger. I show you this here, what this means. So at the moment we are in the arranger. So we can say generate in arranger. We can also create another clip here. And it's always the last clip you selected, right? That this one here uses. So you can create basically in another clip here, random notes. You can also do this here in the launcher. Launcher, arranger, launcher. Okay. And then we have repaint. This means if you go into here and you have the sequence, let's generate here sequence, this one, and then you modify it, right? You make some changes to it, and then you don't like it. You just repaint the last generated thing here. And then it's back to, the last state, basically. So you can repaint the generation. If you don't hit here, actually generate an arranger, you can just do this. You can also, I think, you can use the same sequence here in here. So you say repaint in launcher, and it's the same melody. This and this is the same melody, more or less. This is how it works. I needed to do this here because it's split up in the controller API. Maybe there's a workaround for this. Maybe someone can tell me in the comments if you are familiar with the controller scripting API. I also search for a way to put in here some GUI elements, like splitting this up into different parts. Would be nice to have here some kind of horizontal line or something like this in there. Let me know in the comments. So this is my Melody Maker script. Like I said, this is just an experiment. I plan to do some more of this stuff in the future. I have some thousands of ideas, right? Would be nice if you could just try this out. Give me some feedback. Does it work? Is it helpful? Do you run into problems? What kind of features you want to have, and so on. But for myself, I have already a lot of ideas. This is just a test example or work of progress, or, just to try it out. So yeah, script is in the description below. It's probably also on my GitHub or my Patreon. And all you have to do is drag this into Bitwig Studio. I think it saves it then to the right directory, or you put it into the controller script directory. I think it's under Documents, Bitwig Studio or something like this. And then it will show up. And then you have to go here into Settings, Controllers. And then you can see here's my Melody Maker. All you have to do is go down here, Add Controller, choose my name, Polarity, use Melody Maker, and hit Add. Right, and then it shows up here at the top. That's all you have to do. So it's pretty straightforward. It's just a simple JavaScript file that you have to download, and then it should work. Okay, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Leave a thumbs up, leave a subscription. See you next time. Bye.